Hi, everyone. Welcome to Made with Love. How is everybody doing out there? Are you here yet? Did you all chime in? Or are you still busy writing all those letters to your inner child? Which could it be? All right. Well, as you chime in, please, 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 I welcome and I invite some of our brave souls to see if anyone would like to share their letter to their inner child. So if there is one out there that would like to share, please send it in. I really have had just such a delightful day in anticipation of this moment. And this moment is probably one of my favorite shares. While there have been many great moments in 22 days, I think maybe I say that every day, do I? Well, that's because I love it all. What can I say? I'm a little biased. But no, really, this share that I am going to talk about today, hi Morgan, is really something that has been transformational in my life. And that is the topic of service and how random acts of kindness and how serving others and ourselves can be so therapeutic. Um, One of my greatest, mentors in life, she was a yoga therapist, Nishala Devi Joy, in case anyone wants to look her up. But she was a yoga therapist and just the most beautiful goddess. Hi, Daniel. How are you? That I had ever experienced. And she really spoke to all of us as young yoga teachers about how important it is to connect and to be awakened in your heart. And that the most common factor in people that die is not, what they say in the statistics. But most of them, especially those that have been interviewed and speak through their last days, they all share a broken heart. And it is so common that people die and that they leave their life without peace and with broken parts of their heart that have not healed. And it is because of that sadness and that disconnect and that barrier that they've covered and contained themselves in, they've sort of died from not having that love, right? So let me just say that when we are in our hearts and most in the now, when we are in our hearts and most in the now, that is when we are in service. There is no greater way to someone's heart than when they are in service and they are truly serving from a very unconditional space within that is just purely loving. I can think of how much my grandmother loved to watch her grandkids eat. My grandmother would make food just to sit us at the table and see us eat. And she would watch with this great joy in her face. And that was the kind of love that kept her alive, right? So I use that as an example because her service to her family that gave her so much love and joy was cooking for her family. And it was a labor of love that she gave and gave and gave. Because I think after years of watching her, she selfishly just loved all that joy and what a reward it was that she was receiving in giving. Think about that. The joy and the love that you receive when you're giving. Okay. So it's an oxymoron, right? To give and receive. If you look at those two words, they're opposite, but yet they become integrated as one when done together with the intention of love. And this integration is locked in. Locked in. Can't touch this, can't break it. It's there. And it's forever yours. No one can ever take that away. It's just like your education. The more that you learn, it's yours. It's your commodity, right? It's yours. No one can take it away. So give yourself those kinds of treats. And today, you are invited and tasked, perhaps as a homework assignment, to focus on service for the next 24 hours. And we are coming to a very end of our 22-day cycle. So for the last 2 days, I'm hoping that we can all be a little interactive. And I'd like you to dwell on someone or something that you think really needs some love. And choose to love them, to love it. Find meaningful ways to connect. And I challenge you to do that through listening to what God is telling you. Okay. Now, we've created some tools in our toolbox that should really enhance your intuition. Right? We've released some of that congestion, and we've let go of some things that are getting in our way, that are taking some of our energy. We now have a real good idea of what it is we believe, not because we're told to believe or feeling pressured to believe. And all of those actions and all of those movements, all of those choices to look at what we are feeding, what we are empowering, really helps us gain an interconnection to the center of our being and our higher self. And when we are in that sweet spot, gazing from our third eye, our higher self rising and shining, and our center blissed in love, grounded into the earth, we are very connected to ourselves and our own truth, and therefore have the ability to connect on very deep levels to all beings. Because it is when we are able to connect to that God within us, that miracle, that beauty, that gorgeous soul that naturally is able to be honest and give and to nurture, but yet has everything that is needed to do that for ourselves as well. It is then when we can attune to that work, that effort, that truth, that understanding in other beings, when we can see the God in them too. We call that in yoga namaste. I'm sure you've heard me say that several times before we end each session. And namaste is a really sweet affirmation and mantra that we use with folded hands to heart sometimes, and we bow to each other. We bow to our divine, to our God, and all that we believe in and entrust and have faith in. And we bow in honor to the light in it, or the light in you, that shines and reflects to the light that is shining in me. And it is said that it is in those moments when we are sitting in truth, in full alignment by our own right, that we can see each other, can see each other's truth, and we can see our most purest, most beautiful value ever. The God that's within you, God that's within me. To be in a space of pure truth, pure compassion, pure love, and see that in another, it's amazing. So when we allow ourselves to play in the light, to play in the play on the playground, of love and bliss and compassion and forgiveness and understanding, joy and happiness. When we play on that playground with those tools and we use those resources to help us understand people, to understand ourselves, because we can't understand anyone until we can understand ourselves, right? And that's the key thing. You got to do the work for you. You got to do the work for you, and you've got to learn your whys. You got to learn your whys. You got to know why you do things. Why'd you do that? Why do you feel that way? Why did that happen? What do you think about that? What are your feelings? What are your fears? What are your hopes? What are your intentions? And when we have an awareness to what our reasons are, we can then remember, play with those intentions and create new scripts, new embodiments that can help us move in actions with grand intentions. And it's in that movement that we give opportunity to meet preparation. And when those two meet, it's kind of like love and service. They just work together. Just work together. And great things happen. So I want you to take your toolbox with you tomorrow or tonight even, if you want to get started. But I want to take all these great days, 20 plus days, put them in your toolbox, keep them with you. And I want you to use them as needed when you discover different ways, unique ways, relating ways, compassionate ways, generous ways, sensitive ways, loving ways to show up and to serve another. So I'm going to give you a couple little ideas on how you can show up and serve another, just in case you're like scratching your head and you're like, what is she talking about? All right. So flowers. Flowers are such a simple, old-fashioned act of kindness. But flowers have some pretty incredible meanings. They, come from the earth. They're God's gifts. And if you take the time to look up some of their meanings, especially where they're grown or what cultivates them, where they grow, what kind of soil they grow in, and also what their meaning is, what the color behind it means, and what the meaning of the flower means, you'll find yourself a pretty romantic story. And I encourage you to match that gift of sentiment and make it meaningful. For instance, maybe give someone sunflowers because they are the color gold, and that particular person has been working on their self-empowerment, and the color gold represents empowerment, self-empowerment, things like that. Do a little research. Find out what roses mean and why they're given. So many are given. Okay, fine, I can't wait. I'm going to tell you. Okay, roses clean auric fields. And that's why Valentine's Day is such a clear, loving day, because there are so many of them going around. So notice where there are roses. And if someone needs a clearing, send them some. Okay? And you don't have to spend tons of money unless you want to. But there are lots of really, really gracious ways you can send flowers or give flowers to someone you love, even if that someone you love is you, and if you're the one you need to be in service for. So I encourage you to take a look into the power of the flower. And let's think about chores. Okay, we all know chores are things that we do. Maybe we like them, maybe we don't. But just think about how much time you would have if you didn't have to do any. So maybe pick a chore. pick a chore from someone that you love. Maybe it's grabbing your girlfriend's kids at carpool and taking them for ice cream after school to give your girlfriend or your wife or your honey some time alone, some time to maybe go get her nails done or take a walk or even a nap. Chores. Maybe it's going over to a neighbor's house, and if you see their garbage can still on the street, pull them in. You don't even need to tell them it was you. Maybe it's, picking up some groceries for someone that's not feeling good or going through a hard time. Maybe it's sending a letter to someone in hospice or someone that is, going through tough times. Maybe, just maybe, it's paying for someone's coffee in line before they get up there to pay. Maybe it's Venmoing someone that you know is in need to help them pay their bills, or maybe get something special for their kiddo. There's lots of ways we can bend and mold and become a unique part of love when loving someone that is different and unique. So use your superpowers. And your superpower is no one else is made like you. So because of that, use only what you know and shine your light and love someone in service. Give yourself completely, unconditionally, with nothing in regards or want back. Give yourself completely in service. And notice what that feels like in your heart. And well, just so you know, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. So I bet there'll be a lot of rewards. And when you are in your heart and you're in the now and you're loving, notice what that connection feels like. Notice how easily it is to connect to God and all of your superpowers, and how beautiful it is to have compassion and understanding to others as they find themselves within them. So go and get in service, fall in love, spread the love, and get connected. All right, let's go ahead and take a deep breath in and bless that gorgeous intention. Closing our eyes, let's breathe in and just receive. Slowly exhale into this moment and ground in through the base of your spine. Allow this flush of energy to move through you in the color of rose. Allowing this beautiful rose light to move through you and spread like a magic spell. Dripping and dropping love and creativity and passion and freedom, excitement and joy. Allowing this love to bubble over, to fill your heart so much that you can taste it. Breathe into that heart, fill it up more, and feed that love, the beautiful intention that seeks the service of another. Breathing in. Slowly exhale and receive. Tune in, turn on, and tap into all that is needed for you here and now. And listen to what it is you're being called to do in light and with love. Take a deep breath in. Relax and release. Slowly open your eyes. May peace be with you abundantly. And may love serve you as you serve with love in the deepest connection of your heart, near, far, to infinity and beyond. All right, my lovers, off you go. Go serve, go love, and I will see you tomorrow. But first, I have a few announcements. I would like to share that tomorrow, when we get together, I'd ask that all of you make sure that you have a candle lit, maybe a blanket or a towel, and a pillow, and a little bit of space. We are going to move and connect and ascend. How exciting, huh? Move, connect, ascend. Hello, where do I go? You come right here at 4 o'clock, and we will create space. Until then, you have a great night. Peace. Talk to you later. Bye.